Fans are finally getting more insight into Lois Lane and Clark Kent's Arrowverse fates by the Superman and Lois showrunners following the twist in the DC TV series finale. While there have been multiple live-action Superman TV shows throughout the decades, Superman and Lois made history by giving the audience an ending that has never been explored before. Following the defeat of Lex Luthor, Lois and Clark got the most shocking conclusion for a series finale, and the creators are finally opening up on their decision. In a new interview with Deadline, Superman and Lois bosses Todd Helbing and Brent Fletcher were asked why they decided to display Lois and Clark's entire life leading up to their death, rather than leave it on a note where it was more open-ended. Once Helbing and Fletcher were told that this was the only live-action Superman property to have ever concluded their story like this, the duo knew that they had to embrace it, sharing the following. What Superman and Lois showrunners Lois and Clark ending comments mean for the show. It is clear that the Superman and Lois series finale ending was something that the show's team didn't take lightly, especially as the series was coming to an early end after only 4 seasons. Given how many Superman stories have been told in live action, whether on the big or small screens, Superman and Lois had a lot to live up to in the end. The approach taken for the show was also a way to put a definitive end to the show and close the door on any potential series revival down the line, unless it were to be with Jordan and Jonathan Kent. What works for Superman and Lois is that, since the very beginning, the writers have never shied away from putting their own stamp on the Superman mythology. From giving Lois and Clark twins to the various takes they had on villains like Lex Luthor and the Mannheims, there has been a lot of originality with Superman and Lois through these seasons. Given Superman and Lois also focused on the titular duo further into their lives, having their life cycle be brought to an end here was more organic than it might have been for other Superman movies and TV shows. Our take on Superman and Lois showrunners Lois and Clark ending comments. Superman and Lois smiling at one another in the Superman and Lois ending. While Helbing and Fletcher's comments make sense regarding how they wanted the show to conclude, time will tell how it will go down with the Superman and Lois audience, as this is definitely a bold ending to go through with, ending the series on a very bittersweet note. It is also one of the more unique endings to any show in the Arrowverse franchise, as most of the other series concluded with the heroes still being alive and well in the end. With Superman and Lois officially done on the CW, the Arrowverse has finally wrapped its incredible run on the network.